curriculum into 4 modules. In module 1, we are discussing the first 4 chapters, chapter 1, 2, 3, and 4. And you will find also under the module the Q banks, which are corresponding to the different chapters. Those are banks of questions that are made available for you to prepare for the lecture exams and the chapter quizzes. So it's very important for you to go and check your understanding, check your knowledge using those Q banks. This is a study tool that made available for you to practice. And in most of the cases, all the questions that you're going to see in the lecture exams, in the chapter quizzes, are going to be of the same ideas, asking about the same exact concepts. They don't have to be the same exact question, but they will be asking about the same exact concepts. So how would I know the correct answer? I'm done answering those questions. If you kept scrolling all the way till the end of the document, you will find the key answer for each of the questions and the reference page, but this reference page is only going to be matching the textbook, the 9th edition of the textbook, not the 10th, not the 11th. This is the last time when they give a reference page for the Q bank. So they didn't do it for the 10th edition, they didn't do it for the 11th edition. So what textbook are we using? If you go to the announcements, you will find here the very first announcement, to which you've got the meeting invitation link. Also attached to this announcement, you will find the syllabus for your course. So it's very, very important to read through the syllabus. We have our very first quiz. It will be covering just the syllabus. I just want to make sure that you did read carefully the syllabus, you know all the requirements of this to complete this course successfully. So if you're looking here at the syllabus, it will show the required text and material. You have the Human Anatomy and Physiology textbook. It might be the 10th edition, the 9th edition, or the 11th edition. Any edition will work fine for us. This is your reference book. This is where I will be retrieving the information we are discussing in this class. So I don't mandate any specific edition of the textbook. This is your reference book. I highly recommend you to have a copy of the textbook, either 9th, 10th, or 11th edition. All of us will be working fine. You don't have to get the newest edition to get the access code, because simply I'm not using the access code for mastering AMP. So you don't need the online access provided by the textbook publisher. All right, so any edition of the 3 here will work fine for us. There is no major differences between those 3 editions. So you can go online from Amazon and you can order the 9th edition. I believe it's gonna be around 40 or 30 bucks, or might even be less than 30 bucks for the textbook. All right, so it's not a big deal in here for the textbook. Any edition will work fine for us, 9, 10th, or 11th edition. For another requirement, the online practice tool that we are using is called Visible Body Courseware. And Visible Body Courseware is going to be available in the bookstore. I know now we don't have access to the bookstore, but you can still purchase it through their website. So you can simply go on here you see in the announcement section as well, you're gonna go here to find the registration process showing how to register for the Visible Body courseware platform. So make sure you are using this link. This is the invitation link for this specific course. So when you press on the link on here, it will take you, if you do already have an account from a previous course that you've attended, it will be directly signing you in this course. If you didn't have a username and password from before, you're gonna just follow the steps on here in this PowerPoint presentation. So first, you're gonna need to use this invitation link provided to you in the announcement. And then it will tell you here that if you already have an access to the courseware Visible Body from a previous course, you can simply use your email and password to be invited to this specific course. If not, you're gonna need, if this is the first time for you to use the Visible Body courseware, you would be using your college email address. Please make sure you are using a college email address. You will create a password and you will confirm it. And this third step is that you're going to be checking out to confirm this registration is either you need to purchase, you go to checkout, or if you already have an activation code, if by any chance you did purchase it before the college is locked down, so you have the access code, you can enter it here and redeem it. Or if you need to try it out, you're not sure if you're going to be completing this course yet, so you can try it for 2 weeks. This is a trial period which is free, so you can start a free trial. It will give you access to the course content, but you will lose access after 2 weeks if you didn't complete the purchase. All right, any questions concerning the how to register for the Visible Body courseware and what is the textbooks that we're gonna be using in this course? Any questions? All right, so again, textbook, any edition, 9th, 10th, 11th edition, all will work fine for us. Visible Body courseware, use the link in the announcement. And when you press on this, on the word link, or you're simply gonna copy the URL in here and paste it in your web browser, you're gonna get access to, you're gonna be invited to the course and you will be able to register. I've seen few of you did already register for Visible Body. Again, make sure you are using your college student email address to register, because this is the only way I can identify who get enrolled in this course. All right, without your college email, I will not be able to verify your identity. All right, so please make sure that you are using your college student email address to register for Visible Body. All right, so back to the syllabus. We are looking here at the different activities that we're gonna be exposed to throughout this semester. Again, you have access to the syllabus from the very first announcement. The title here say, welcome to the AP1 course, please read carefully, essential information is included in this announcement. So please check this announcement, is very important. It's very important. So if you go here, this is how the syllabus should look like for you when you download it. All right, so please make sure you satisfy all the technology requirements, that you have access to a computer with a full operating system, like either Windows or a Mac OS, either Mac or PC with full operating system. You won't be able to access everything in this course through an iPad or a Google Chrome. It needs to be a full operating system, not a mobile operating system. Right? You need to use either Windows on a PC or a Mac OS on Mac computer, either a desktop or a laptop. Please also make sure to download the Adobe Acrobat Reader, which is a PDF reader. So I've posted the link on here. Flash Player, Java, Shockwave players. This is for you to be able to access all the different types of graphics that we're going to be using. Also, a very important app that you might need to download also is going to be the VLC to that runs most of the videos and soundtracks. So VLC, Adobe, Flash Player, Java, and Shockwave. So download those on the computers that you're going to be using to complete this course. So what are the different assigned activities? First assigned activities that we have is going to be the homework assignments through Visible Body courseware. And those are ungraded. So those are for practice purposes. So if you go here, you signed in into your Visible Body. When you go back to your courses here, it will tell you my apps, my question banks. So if you open my apps, it will give you access to 4 mobile applications. Those are so helpful, and they will be of great importance for you to prepare for this course. First, you have the Physiology Animations. Those are going to be animations that will be explaining challenging topics, very important. You have the Anatomy and Physiology that will be matching the curriculums that we're going to be studying in this course. It will give you access to 3D models, to graphics, and other study material. All those are going to be study tools that you have. So for example, in chapter 1 in which we're going to be discussing this the introduction. So you have introduction about the cells. In chapter 3 we are studying the cell organelles, and in chapter 4 we are studying the tissues. So all those are going to be different topics that are covered through this app. In chapter 5, we are studying the skin. So you have the 3D model of the skin. You have video animations that would be breaking down the topic into a more simple content that you can master. All right, so this is a very helpful study tools that you have. This is not worth any points towards your grades. This is for you to have a better understanding of the topic, for you to master the information that we're learning in this course. Again, those gonna be the apps that you have access to, again, through the courseware that you've registered for. So again, when you sign in to Visible Body, you press My Apps, Anatomy and Physiology app. This is the one that will be matching our curriculum. We have an access to an atlas as well. It's going to be helpful when we study the bones, the muscles, and a dedicated app for just the muscles is also going to be helpful when we discuss the muscles in details. All right, so those apps here and the quiz bank that you've got, all of them going to be helpful tools that I want you to check on regular basis after each chapter that we discuss. Those are very helpful study tools. The second thing that we've got is going to be the Visible Body lab assignments. Lab assignments, those are 4 lab assignments, and they are going to be under your course shell. So you open your course, you will see 4 lab assignments that you have. Each one of those is going to be worth 25 points towards your final grade. So all combined will be worth 100 points. So you've got tissue lab assignments. All those lab assignments are going to be available until the end of the semester. So you have access to them until the end of the semester. So it says here that the due date is August 18th, but not actually August 18th. If you go here to your calendar of activities, you will find that we've got 5 due dates. Those are the ones that we're gonna be considering as due dates. In order for me to limit the confusion, I did put all the stuff into 4 different days throughout the semester. So for the assignment here, I will be adding this, the lab assignment for the tissues. It's going to be also due on this day, on the Proctored lab exam 1 day. This is also going to be a helpful study tool for you to prepare for the lab exam. For the second lab assignment, which is going to be here, bones lab assignment, it's going to be due on the same day as the Proctored lab exam 2, which covers the bones. A third lab assignment is going to be the muscles lab assignment, and this is going to be due on the day that says Proctored lab exam 3, muscles lab exam. And for the last lab assignment, which covers the nervous system and special senses, it's going to be due on our very last day of the semester, August 18th, along with the Proctored lab exam 4 that covers the same topics, that covers the nervous system and special senses. Does this make sense? Anybody is still here? So please write down in the chatting box if you have any question. If you have any question, just ask me. All right, so again, the first homework assignments, those are the apps, the question banks provided to you in Visible Body, and those are worth no points. Visible body courseware lab assignments. Each one of the 4 lab assignments is going to be due on the lab exam day. Each of them is going to be out of 25 points. All 4 together are going to be worth 100 points. A third thing that we have is going to be the chapter quizzes. And for the chapter quizzes, we're going to go back to the Canvas platform. When you press on the Home tab, you will see here, other than the 4 modules, you will see a module which we call the chapter quizzes, and under which you're going to have all the chapter quizzes that we're going to be completing. For the visible body lab assignments, you have unlimited attempts to complete the lab assignments. This is a practice tool, so answer them as many times as you want. Try to get the maximum possible grade on those lab assignments. All right. For the chapter quizzes, you're gonna have to complete them through Canvas. So chapter 1 quiz, for example, each of those chapter quizzes, it's gonna be a set of 24 multiple choice questions or true and false questions. Each one is gonna be worth half point. And this will make a total of 12 points, but this at the end will be graded out of 10 points, just 10 points for each of those chapter quizzes. So this means that you've got 2 extra credit points that you can get by completing the chapter quizzes. All right, so you're simply gonna be opening chapter 1 quiz and take the quiz to get it completed. You have 2 attempts. You have 2 attempts to complete each of those quizzes. The highest score is the ones that will be considered. Again, the attempts can be saved to be completed after the due date. So all those chapter quizzes are available from today until the due date on your syllabus. So if I go back to the syllabus on here again, if you remember, we have 4 due dates for all the chapter quizzes, lecture exams, and lab exams. Those are, mark them on your calendars, mark them on your phones. Remember those 4 due dates. Those are just 4 due dates that you have for everything, for you to make sure that you complete everything before this due date. So for example, the first 4 chapters that we cover in module 1 are gonna be due on Thursday, June 25th. Those are the first 4 chapter quizzes. Again, each one is gonna be graded out of 12. And at the end, I will be manually considering it out of 10 points. So you get the chance to get 2 extra credit points towards each of those chapter quizzes. Another thing that we're gonna have also is gonna be the lecture exams. And again, those are 4 lecture exams matching our 4 modules. So where can I find the lecture exams? Again, you go home on your Canvas, and you're gonna have to press online lecture exams, and you will find the 4 lecture exams on here. And you see on here the due dates are the ones mentioned on your syllabus. So you have June 25th, July 9th, July 30th, and August 18th. Those are the 4 due dates on which you're gonna need to complete lab assignments, lab exams, chapter quizzes, and lecture exams. Definitely you won't be able to complete all this stuff on the due date. So there is no way you can complete everything on that day. I just simplified it in a way for you to not get confused by a huge number of due dates. So I tried my best to limit the number of due dates. But this doesn't mean that you will be able to complete everything on that due date. You need to complete everything before that due date. The best approach is for you to complete the chapter quiz after we're done with the discussion of the specific chapter. So today, for example, we're going to be discussing chapter 1. The best thing is to go and get chapter 1 quiz completed. Whenever we're done with chapter 4, you go and complete chapter 4 quiz and so on. So don't wait until the due date, because you won't have access to those lecture exams, lab exams after the due date. The only one that you're going to have access to after the due date is going to be the courseware lab assignments. And again, if you completed the lab assignment after that due date, you're going to receive a partial credit for this assignment, not a full grade. All right. So just a question here. What will be available for you to have access to after the due date from all what we've mentioned so far? Just to check if you're paying attention here with me. What would you have access to? What do you have access to after the due date? Lab assignments through the Visible Body courseware. All right, lab assignments that are conducted through the Visible Body courseware. All right, moving on to our next course activity here. So here I did mention that you have Q banks that are posted on Canvas. They will look like the lecture exams. They are covering most of the important concepts that you're going to need to know for you to complete the lecture exams. Also, you're going to have our last thing, or before the last, this is going to be the Proctored lab practical exams. Proctored exams, you can see them on Canvas. So you see on here, under lab exams, Proctored lab exams, you're gonna have access to the Proctored lab exams 3, for example. So still 1 and 2 haven't been posted yet. When you try to access it, it will ask you, it will still be logged until 1 week before the due date, as well as this is the same for the lecture exams. But whenever you try to access the Proctored lab exams, it will ask you for an access code. And you won't have an access code to access those Proctored exams. You can't access them directly through Canvas. You need to go to Smarter Proctoring, and from the Smarter Proctoring tab, you would be able to find your exam. So it gives me an error now, but because there is nothing available in Smarter Proctoring yet. When we get closer to the due date for the syllabus quiz, I will be showing you how to access it through Smarter Proctoring. I will also post an announcement about the technical requirements and how to operate smarter proctoring. Have you used smarter proctoring before? How many of you did use smarter proctoring before? Never? All right, so it's not difficult. It might be confusing first. That's why we are starting with the syllabus quiz, which is worth just 10 points. So for you to check how good you're going to be handling this operating system. All right. So the syllabus quiz is going to be available for you to complete by the end of this week. And this will be available for 1 week. So this is a good thing to get completed for you to check how the smarter proctoring is gonna be working. All right, so smarter proctoring is a tab that you're gonna need to access in order to complete the lab exams. Again, we have how many lab exams? We've got, anybody remember? 4 lab exams. So we've got 4 lab exams, 4 lecture exams, and 4 sets of lecture, 4 sets of chapter quizzes. All right, no problem, Brent. Just make sure you are, when you sign into Zoom, you use your first and last name as your name on Zoom, because this is how I will be taking your attendance. It doesn't matter today. I will be asking you to type your names at the end of the session to take the attendance, but later on I will not be doing that. Just try to make your name that appears on Zoom to be your first and last name for me to be able to check your attendance. All right, so here we go. So this is concerning the proctored lab exams. This is not updated here. It shouldn't be like this. Actually, we have 4 lab exams. All the 4 are going to be worth 100 points towards your final grade. So all 4 lab exams, each of them is going to be worth 100 points towards your final grade. This will make up for 400 points towards your final grade. Virtual class activities and assignments. Those are questions that I will be addressing throughout the virtual meetings. So for example, I will ask you today our very first question. All right, so our very first question for the semester here is going to be a very simple one. So what is the letter grade for 899 out of 1000 and 900 out of 1000? So this is question number 1 for today. What do you think? 899 is B. And 900 out of 1,000 is an A. Why I'm saying this on the very first meeting? Because this 899 is a B and can never be an A. I never round up grades. So you've got the chance from the very first day to get the grades that you want. You have the opportunity to study all the material. All the material has been made available for you from day one. You have the same chance like everyone else in your class to get the grades that you want. So I never round up grades or give special assignments at the end of the semester because everybody attending this class is willing to get an A. No question. So all of you are willing to get an A in this course, definitely. But it will be unfair to round up grades because those people who did get an A get it without having somebody rounding up their grade. So it would be unfair to round up 899 into 900 for a person to get an A. And if I did do something like this, how about a person who got 898? He will see that why did you round up the grade for this person who got 899? I'm just 1 point away from 899. And if I did round up this one as well, so another one will come to me with 897 asking me why I'm just 1 point away from the one that you did round up, which is 898. So why don't you round up my grade to an A as well? So it will be unfair. So I need to have sharp demarcation. I'm not the one who give you the grade. You are the ones who earn this grade. My role here is to give you the opportunity to every one of you to earn the grade he deserves according to his or her performance throughout the semester. So this was our very first question. This is a topic I wanted to address on the very first meeting that we have together. So this first question in our virtual assignments or virtual meeting assignments, how can I write down this information? So you need to open a new Word document. So file, new document on here. And what I will do, I will be writing down the date. First, I will write down my name, first and last name. I will write down my class day and time. So Tuesday, Thursday, 9 o'clock in the morning. This needs to be on every single page of the doc. So I will name this document in here as the in-class virtual meeting assignments. Those virtual meetings assignments are not gonna be given you at the end of the semester. So they are only for you to complete during the virtual meetings. So I will not be going at the end of the semester and give you a list of all those assignments that we've completed throughout the semester, because again, it's going to be unfair for those people who did wake up in the morning and attend the virtual meeting. So I would create a page for each of the meetings. So today, for example, is 5/26/2020. example, to be clear for me to not get confused. And the first questions that we've discussed is going to be the point round. So 899 is an A, is a B, I'm sorry, and 900 is an A. We're going to have other questions that we're going to be discussing throughout the class today, and they will be in sequence. So we've discussed question number 1, you've answered it, you did write it down, and you kept going. You answered all the questions that we're going to be discussing throughout the meeting. Let's say we discussed 19 questions. You did write down the answers. And then on our next meeting, which is going to be on Thursday, I will open a new page in the same document. What I will write down again, I will write down my first name, last name, class day and time, Tuesday, Thursday, 9 o'clock. And I will start answering whatever question we're going to be discussing in this other class. So answer, 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 answer. So sometimes we're going to have 4 questions, sometimes we're going to have 20 questions, and so on. So this document is going to be built throughout the semester. So keep usually a backup copy on a flash drive, on another hard drive. Make multiple copies that get updated every week for you to not lose this document. All right. At the end of the semester, you're gonna simply go here to the, again, we are on the home page on Canvas, and you're gonna see here virtual class activities. And I will open submit assignment. I will choose the file from my computer or whatever device I'm using, and open it and then submit assignment. So I will receive this document at the end of the semester. So it's going to be due on August 18th as well. So again, nobody will be provided with a list of those activities that we're going to be conducting throughout the semester, simply because the main purpose of those assignments is to check your involvement and active participation in our meetings. All right. Any questions? Any questions? All right, so again, what are your grade distribution? Your grade distribution, we've got the syllabus quiz. This is going to be out of 10 points. This is going to be available for you by the end of this week. You've got the virtual class attendance and activities participation. This is going to be worth 90 points, like what you've just seen. This is what you're going to be doing throughout the semester for you to upload the documents that you've created. At the end, this is going to be worth 90 points towards your final grade. The visible body courseware graded assignments, those are the ones that you're going to have access to after you complete the registration to the visible body courseware. You've got 4 lab assignments. Again, they are available for you to complete until the end of the semester, but in order to receive a full grade for those assignments, you need to get them completed again before the due date on your syllabus. Those are the 4 due dates. So Lab assignment 1 is due on that day, lab assignment 2, lab assignment 3, and lab assignment 4. They are due all on the corresponding due date on which you're going to be completing the lab exam. Why I'm doing this? Because simply those are study tools that will be so helpful in order for you to prepare for the lab exams. So it's essential for you that you complete the lab assignment before the lab exam, because this is a very good way to practice before the lab exams. Looking here. We've got the chapter quizzes. Each one is going to be counted out of 10 points. I know that it will show that it's graded out of 12, but I will be manually considering it as out of 10 points at the end of the semester for you to be getting 2 extra credit points, or the possibility of getting 2 extra credit points towards each of those 16 chapter quizzes. Again, the chapter quizzes are going to be combined out of 160 points. We've got 4 lecture exams. Again, lecture exams are going to be due on the same 4 due dates that we've got. Each one is going to be out of 60 points. You're going to have 64 questions. So this means that you've got the chance to get 4 extra credit points on each of those 4 lecture exams. Again, this is something that I will be manually converting at the end of the semester. All right, the Canvas doesn't allow me to add extra credit points. So it will allow me only to consider each of the question out of 1 point. So I've added 4 extra questions for 4 extra credit points, but it will not allow me to do it as extra credit. It will consider it as part of the grade. So your grade at the end is going to be more than 1,000, out of more than 1,000 points. So, but when I check the percentage at the end, so let's say, for example, so I've got 12, 12, 12. This is 38. I've got 10 out of 12, 10 out of 12, 10 out of 12. Canvas will say that you've got 30 out of 38. I'm sorry, yeah, 36, you're right. I'm sorry. Thank you, Ted. Yeah, 36. So Canvas will calculate your percentage according to this. It doesn't know that we're going to be considering those 6 points as extra credit points. So your grade will be 30 out of 36. So what percent is this? 30 divided by 36 is going to be 83%. So Canvas would say that your grade is 83%. But knowing that those 6 points are extra credit points, you have got actually 30 out of 30. This is 100%. So do not consider the percentage that appears on Canvas. Don't consider your grade according to the percentage that you see on Canvas. Consider the number of points that you have collected throughout the semester. So I've collected, let's say, 980 points. But those are on Canvas, out of 1,100 points. Canvas will tell me at the end of the semester, my grade is 980 out of 1,100. It's 89%. Don't consider this as your grade. This is not what your grade will be. Your grade will be a 980 out of 1000. This is something that I will be manually calculating at the end of the semester. So the actual grade that you're gonna see at the end of the semester posted on your college college website, it's gonna be A, not a B, according to this. So the best way for you to calculate your grade is to count the number of points you were able to collect throughout the semester by completing all the assigned work. And according to the number of points you're gonna be collecting, this includes extra credit points, you consider those out of 1000, not 1100 or 1120. This was the maximum possible grade that we've got last semester. So at the end of the semester, you're gonna have around 100 extra credit points that you can get. All right, so we've discussed how to register for the Visible Body platform. I highly recommend you to use Google Chrome as your browser. So we discussed the lab assignments. They have different due date than the one on the syllabus. Again, we consider the one on the syllabus as the due date, not the one on the courseware lab assignment. Yes, it's going to be available for you to practice, but the grades that you're going to have before the due date is the ones that will be considered. If you completed after the due date, you're going to receive partial credit for this lab assignment. Another frequently asked question, I've completed the Visible Body courseware assignment before the due date, but I don't see the grades posted on Canvas. The grades won't be posted on Canvas. I will not be transferring the grades for those lab assignments until the end of the semester. So if you want to check the grades that you've got on each of those lab assignments, you're simply going to go to the grade book on your Visible Body courseware. So they will not be automatically transferred. I will be manually transferring them as a single grade for all the 4 lab assignments at the end of the semester. So Canvas will not be updated with your grade from the Visible Body courseware until the end of the semester. For you to keep track of your grades, please check your Visible Body courseware gradebook. So you're going to have them separated from the rest of the grades until I manually transfer them, because the Visible Body courseware doesn't allow you to automatically transfer the grades to Canvas. So when I try to access the lab exams, it's asking me for an access code. How can I get the access code from? You don't have to get the access code. What you're gonna need to do is to go to Smarter Proctoring for you to access the proctored lab exams. You won't get an access code to access the proctored exam. You need to access them through the Smarter Proctoring from Canvas. Something related to the proctored lab exams, you need to have a complete operating system, either a Mac OS or PC, to get this completed. You need to have access to a webcam, because it's going to be recording you while you're taking the exam. You need to be on your own in a room, because the Smarter Proctoring is going to be detecting multiple faces, is going to be detecting multiple voices, and it's going to be marking them for me to check. So for you to not lose access to the exam, and to not get in trouble, please make sure you are staying on your own in a quiet place, in a separate room, while you have a good internet connection and a reliable device for you to not get any trouble while you're taking the proctored exam. So I highly recommend you to make sure that you try the camera before you start the exam. You try to use your device. It's not the first time you use this device to complete the exam. So try to make sure that everything works fine before you start the proctored exam. If you've lost connection or something went wrong with the computer, please contact the Canvas, the Smarter Proctoring support. So on Smarter Proctoring, if you see on here, you're gonna have a live chatting box that says support. You press on it and you're gonna be addressing your question. First, it will be directing you through an automated chatting tool. And after that, if it couldn't answer your question or you need further help, it will be directing you to a real person. So just be patient when you are using the support. So don't just ask one question and then turn it off. So just keep going with it until you reach a real person to address your issue with. In some cases, they will ask you to contact me. So the best way to contact me is going to be through the Canvas messages. This is something that I get notified immediately whenever I receive any new message on Canvas. So it's going to be easier for me to reply to Canvas messages rather than emails. So if you want to contact me, the best contact way is through Canvas messages, not by email. Emails, I check them on a regular basis, but because it's not going to be not going to be focused on just the courses that I have. It's going to be from multiple things, from the college, from the publishers. I receive emails from everybody, so I get a full inbox. So in order for me to look at your urgent need, please contact me through Canvas messages, not by email. For me also to check what course are you enrolled in, for me to have a better access to your grades, for me to see what's going on directly on Canvas. All right, I don't have to shuttle between multiple platforms. All right, so again, what is the best way of contact? What is the best way of contact? Anybody still here? Best way of contact? Canvas email, Canvas messages, exactly. All right, this is addressing the grade. It's out of 1,000 points and how to get grades. This is something that we've just discussed in here. What happens if I miss the due date? You won't receive any grade for the missed exam. So if you missed an exam due date or a chapter quiz due date, you won't receive any grade for this exam. The only ones that you can make up are going to be the lab exams. So you can only miss one lab exam out of the 4 lab exams. And this will require you to take a final exam to substitute the grade at the end of the semester. So again, all lecture exams are going to be available for you for 1 week before the due date. This is the same for the lab exam. So lab exam, lecture exams are available for 1 week before the due date. Chapter quizzes are available from the beginning of the semester until the due date. Same for the lab assignments. All right, so make sure you get them completed as early as possible, because you won't be able to complete everything just 1 day or 2 days before the due date. The common question I get at the end of the semester: what are the in-class activities that we have completed? Can you give us a list of the in-class activities, of the virtual in-class activities that have been assigned throughout the semester? I will not be giving out a list of those activities. This is meant for you to monitor your attendance, participation, and involvement in the course activities. A list of those activities will not be provided to everybody, because this is going to be unfair for the people who were attending throughout the semester. All right, this completes everything that is needed for you to know concerning how to manage your course activities, what are the course requirements, and how your grade is going to be calculated. Do you have any questions concerning the syllabus and how to manage your course? All right, so we can have a break